What is this?
This is the Constitution of India. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India.
Dear friends, did you know that in the Indian Constitution, Schedule 8 includes 22 Indian languages, and so we have used few of those languages in the course of our program.
A warm welcome is indeed a great beginning. It is with much pleasure I stand here to welcome the dignitaries of the day. Our chief guest, Mr. J. Jnanashekar, Parliamentary Guide, Karnataka Assembly, Vidhan Sauda, our rector, Reverend Father Joseph Rodriguez, the principal of St. Joseph's Indian High School and director of St. Joseph's Indian Composite PU College, Reverend Father Cyril Menezes, the principal of St. Joseph's Indian Composite PU College, Mr. Vinod Amritraj, the director of St. Joseph's Indian Community College, Reverend Father Cyril Raj, the principal of St. Joseph's School CBSE, Reverend Father Rohan D. Almeida, the correspondent of St. Joseph's Indian Primary School, Reverend Father John D'Souza, the headmistress of St. Joseph's Indian Primary School, Reverend Sister Jane Benita, the coordinator of St. Joseph's Indian Institutions, Center for Social Concern, Ms. Nirma. I extend a warm welcome to all of you who are watching the celebration of the Constitution Day on this virtual platform.
The rights and responsibilities have enlightened the lives of all of us, the citizens of India. To symbolize this, I now request the dignitaries to light the lamp.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. Shatrubuddhi vinashaya Deepajyotirnamostute. Deepajyotirnamostute. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah. 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 Shatrubuddhi vinashaya Deepajyotirnamostute. Deepajyotirnamostute. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam.
వా, ఇంత పెద్ద బుక్ లోపల ఏముంది చూస్తాను.
కొద్దిగా వెయిట్ చేయండి. ఈ సంవిధాన రచన చేసానికి ఎంతోమంది కష్టపడ్డారు, పరిశ్రమ తీసుకుంటారు. ఇప్పుడు అందరూ కోసక ప్రయత్నం చేసేసి తరువాత ఈ బుక్ ఓపెన్ చేసేసి తరువాత చూడాలి.
Bhajo re दीदी, इस किताब की क्या खूबी है?
प्रवीण, मुझे मालूम हुआ कि इस कार्यचरण में 200 लोगों के अधिक शामिल थे और इसके बारे में बताने के लिए आ रही हैं सेंट जोसेफ सीबीएसई स्कूल से मिस जेनिफर।
The Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document. It is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of ages, by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. It's my privilege to speak about our Constitution Day. Constitution Day is also celebrated as National Law Day or Samvidhan Divas in India. It is celebrated on 26 November every year to commemorate the adoption of the Constitution of India. On 26 November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India formally adopted the Constitution of India. It came into force on 26 January 1950. India is one of the most diverse nations in terms of religion, language, and culture. It is a country built on the foundation of a civilization that is fundamentally tolerant and accommodating. The preamble of Indian Constitution aims to constitute India a sovereign, socialist, democratic, and republic. The whole Constitution is summarized in the preamble. It is the mirror to the spirit of the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly has visualized the peculiar situation of the country, and thus the arrangement of the words in the preamble is also very significant. It aims to secure to each citizen of this great nation justice, equality, and liberty. The basic aim is to protect fraternity while assuring unity and integrity of the nation along with individual dignity. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was a main architect of the Indian Constitution and independent India's first law minister. Celebrating Constitution Day is also a tribute to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Our Constitution contains valuable information regarding the structure, organs, duties, and responsibilities of the government. Our Constitution regulates the relationship between the various organs as well as between the citizens and the government. It has a system of checks and balance. This prevents the misuse of power vested in the government. Because India has a diverse population, it is important to protect the rights of the minorities. Our Constitution guarantees certain rights to protect the minorities against the oppression by the majority. Our Constitution also guarantees certain fundamental rights to the citizens in order to protect them against any injustice by the government. I would like to conclude by saying the Indian Constitution is known as one of the world's best and flexible constitution. As we are celebrating the Samvidhan Divas, we appreciate and acknowledge the hard work of the framers of Indian Constitution. It is because of their foresight that today tricolor flag flutters atop. Thank you.
आपल्याला संविधानाचं महत्त्व समजलेलं आहे. तरी हे प्रस्तावना ऐकून शपथ घेऊया.
Now that you have understood the importance of Constitution, let us listen to the preamble and take oath.
Please repeat after me. We the people of India,
having solemnly resolved
to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status, and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Thank you.
இப்பொழுது நாம் எடுத்த சத்திய பிரமாணத்தின் சந்தோஷத்தை இந்த தேசபக்தி பாடல் மூலம் வெளிப்படுத்துவோம்.
ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬದ್ಧರು. ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಕಾನೂನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸಲು ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಕೊನೆಯ ತನಕ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಸಿರು. ಈ ದೇಶ ನಮ್ಮದು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ನಮ್ಮದು, ಇದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಸಿರು, ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೆಸರು. ಲಾಲ 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 ಲಾಲ. ನನ್ನ ದೇಶ ನನ್ನ ಜನ ನನ್ನ ಮಾನ ಪ್ರಾಣಗಣ, ತೀರಿಸುವೆ ಅದರ ಋಣ ಈ ಒಂದೇ ಜನ್ಮದಿ.
It is a great privilege for us to have the chief guest of today's function, Mr. J. Gnanashekar, who is an authorized and authenticated person to know the Constitution in depth. Currently, he is a parliamentary guide, Karnataka Assembly, Vidhana Soudha, Bengaluru. Now I request Mr. Gnanashekar to address the audience.
Respected dignitaries, fathers, rectors, as well as teachers and teacher representatives and the students. Well, it's really the first of its kind. The virtual Constitution Day has been organized by your school. But why they have organized it? That is most important. It is an occasion to remember almost 384 souls which were put together to form the entire Constitution of the India. When I talk about the Constitution of India, I just want to recollect that one of the biggest challenges after the independence was the making of Constitution. And the entire credit goes to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Sahab, the only one man who framed this Constitution of India. One of the basic features of the Constitution of India is a parliamentary form of government. When I talk about parliamentary form of government, I am coming from Karnataka. Karnataka stands number one and an indigenous state in the entire country where we had rudiments of parliamentary democracy much in 1881. I may recollect, dear students, that Mysore Representative Assembly, 1881, Chamarajendra Tan, during those days, he conceived an idea that there is a need for a people to have an interaction is with representatives as well as the kings, and that is how the Mysore Representative Assembly came into an existence. But here also we have taken one of the finest features in the Constitution. We have taken a parliamentary form of government, that means to debate and discuss. That is the very cream of the parliamentary system. That is one of the features. And the second most important feature is the rule of law. When we talk about the rule of law in the sense is that everybody is equal and irrespective of caste, creed and religion. We have to follow the rule of law. That is the second most important feature of this whole constitution. The third is the federal constitution. When we talk about the federal system of the constitution, we have been borrowed from different countries, and usually there is a wrong myth that the constitution has been prepared with borrowing from different constitutions. No, it is not like that. We have taken up the finest features. The finest features when we talk about the federal, it has been taken from the that is USSR, a federal in the sense that both the center and the state have to coagulate together, combine it together to run the administration of the country. That is one of the third feature. And the fourth one, the sovereignty. The most of when the composition of both the houses, when you talk about Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, the entire composition of the house is with the elected members. That is sovereign, will of the people is there. And the most important feature of this constitution is adult franchise. Each and every one have the power to choose their leader. That is most significant aspect. And apart from this, we have what we call it as integrated and independent judicial system. If you know the judicial system also, especially we have three organs, executive, legislature and judiciary. And judiciary is kept aloof. And more or less, when the judiciary is kept aloof, it is not been influenced anywhere else. And that is a concept that is one of the finest features which we have in our constitution. Apart from this, when you go deep into the constitution, there are certain features wherein many of the members have given them, we had many luminaries, legal luminaries. Everybody, the members, the composite members of the whole house, where it took 3 years, the entire members were looking about the Indian genes or the Indian ethos. It should fix into the Indian ethos. That was the main purpose of drafting this constitution. It is not something like which should be for the different states. We have different states, different culture, different traditions being practiced and different ideology. But in order to see that every ideology will be fixed into, it would be put into one form, that is only it's been possible for the constitution. And constitution has binded everybody, and thereby on 26th, when legally it was been approved in January, we call it as a Constitution Day. And that is how the Constitution Day has been observed, and now it is being continued seriously. And the most other important aspect which we see in the Constitution is, the most of the important aspects that is being taken from the Britishers, that is in 1935 the Government of India Act was there. From that the whole constitution has been derived, and one of the finest features have been adopted. And the next one, the constitution, when you see the whole constitution, we have around 1,17,369 words, and each page is decorated by the artist of Shanti Niketan. He is called Bhimhor Ram Manohar, and the other man is Nandalal Bose. If you see the constitution book where italics has been written, the designs has been done, this has been done by Shanti Niketan people. They have been drafted for this service, and in italics it has been done. That is one of the unique feature. And this, apart from this, we have taken the constitution from the various sources. The basic structure we have adopted from 1935, as I told you. The fundamental rights are the most important aspect of the constitution, where everybody will enjoy. If it is in denial, you can go and challenge to the court. The fundamental rights is from the United States of America, and every student will be taught about the preamble of the constitution. A preamble gives the soul of the constitution there itself. Everybody, if you go to the government offices, even in the chief minister office, we have a beautiful one. A preamble has been adorned right in front of the chief minister office. And this definitely gives the very soul of the constitution, that the honorable chief minister should go into the aspects of this regularly. That is one thing being inaugurated by the previous chief minister. That is one aspect. And the next aspect is the directive principles from Irish constitution and the cabinet form of government by the British constitution. That is what we have adopted here. And the most important, the much debated, is the secularism aspects, and this was amended in the constitutional amendment of 42nd constitutional amendment about the secularism. But everybody is secular here in the country, and that is one concept, a new concept that has been originated here. And the next one is we have one thing in the constitution is that we have amended for more than 100 times, but the constitution has a flexibility with the changing circumstances. But the basic feature cannot be changed. That is one important. Nobody can intervene. That is one of the unique features of the constitution is the basic feature. The welfare state concept cannot be intervened even by the government, even by the successive government also. And many of the cases have proved that the basic feature cannot be touched. A basic feature means it is all the welfare concept of our state. That is one of the important aspects. And the last and the least one is that, entirely when we talk about the constitution, it is the way we have framed the constitution. One of the important challenges after the partition, after the country was divided, the level of hue and cry, and the most important of all the members, or 384 members, the main duty was to see that the constitution should be done. And thereby there are different committees were constituted, and these committees went deeply, they studied entire aspect, and everybody was preoccupied about it. And the committee recommendations was brought in, and there were 3 readings, the first reading, second reading, and the third reading in the constitution. And the whole period of 3 years, it happened to be a 3 reading. That means in the constitution making also, even one Muhammad Sayyid, he was a very sharp member. He was a grammarian member. Every time he used to raise up and interrupt the grammar of that. And the Indian constitution is in such a way, there is a perfect grammar. Nowhere, even in the United States of America, when we talk about the constitution, there are a little bit. But here in the Indian constitution, it is so well done that there is no mistakes at all. Even comma, full stop, everything has been everything has been set very clearly, and definitely it has been working well. And it is a privilege that our country has the longest constitution that has been understood. It means that it is not longest or the bulkiest constitution, because we have accommodated every sector of the society, and therefore every sector of the society, and therefore it happens to be our longest constitution. And apart from that, till today, the constitution is making its own progress, but there is somewhere a need that there are certain changes should be done based on the current tendencies. But however, now the constitution is working well, and it's making a huge process. And the last message for the student is, on Constitution Day, it is your duty to remember what our forefathers have done. And this was conducted by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was in the chair, and he conducted the entire proceedings. Then again, under the leadership of Pandit Nehru, that is, objectives and resolutions was passed in 9 December 1946. It took almost 3 years, and it was completed, and that is how our constitution came into the existence. And these are some of the finest features which are told with my experience. And thank you very much, and thank you one and all for giving me an opportunity to come here and speak a bit of my mind regarding the practical aspects of what exactly the constitution is. And likewise here also, even a school can have a constitution. Suppose rector sir is there, they have a constitution, and the constitution, based on that constitution, the whole administration can be done. There is one idea which I am putting across to you, sir, how to conduct ourselves, how the students be a progressive leader, how the students can come up, that is also, that can be made provided. With this, I conclude my remark. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.
After the Indian independence, the Jesuits founded the Indian Social Institute in the year 1951, and Father Jerome D'Souza S.J. was its first director. He was the mediator between the Vatican and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was a member of the Indian Constituent Assembly and was also India's delegate for 4 times to the UN General Assembly. He was known among fellow nationals of all faiths for his feel for national concerns.
നമ്മളുടെ അവകാശങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് പ്രധാനമാണ്. അതേസമയം ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമുള്ള പൗരനായിരിക്കുകയും വേണം.
Let's now watch a documentary by Brother Mark on human rights and constitutional awareness.
We, the people of India,
socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of God, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949 to
hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
संविधान की शक्ति भारतवासियों के शामिल होने में है। ऐसे ही एक घोषवाक्य लिखने की प्रतियोगिता का आयोजन किया गया था। इसमें हमारे सभी शिक्षकगण शामिल हुए थे।
यशस्वी बरीत मनीस आपल्या मुखेलपणाचो फायदो जोडिनात, बगार आपल्या मुखेलपणार सामान्य विशय असामान्य रितीर करून दाखयतात. असलो एक असामान्य गंभीर स्वभाव असो तरी विशेल मनोभाव असो व्यक्ती जावन आसा ह्या संस्थेचो संचालक अर्थात रेक्टर रेव्हरंड फादर जोसेफ रॉड्रिगस आतां आमच्या मुखार ह्या संविधानाच्या दिवसा विशीं संदेश पाठोवंक येतात.
With joy, now I request Father Joseph Rodriguez S.J. to convey his message.
இப்பொழுது நாம் எடுத்த சத்திய பிரமாணத்தின் சந்தோஷத்தை இந்த தேசபக்தி பாடல் மூலம் வெளிப்படுத்துவோம்.
The Constitution Day is an ideal occasion for us to reflect on the basic values to which we as a nation are committed. I thank and congratulate the organizers of this program for their foresight, patriotism and commitment. India has one of the best constitutions in the world. Its values make it really unique. These values safeguard the human rights and prevent any unfairness or injustice towards any citizen. The preamble of the Constitution, embedded with these values, emanates lights that glitter all the articles of the Constitution. It is the soul of the Constitution. The chief constitutional values which inspired and guided the freedom struggle constitute the spirit of the Constitution. In a democracy, we can choose to elect and change our representatives and hold them accountable. Secularism treats all religions equally with freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices as a fundamental right. Justice. Justice today is a big casualty. Several social activists and human rights advocates arrested on false charges are still languishing in jail. Although justice as constitutional value should be available to all. Liberty encourages creativity and exploration of new ideas and experiments. Equality means that every human being has innate dignity and needs to have opportunity for its full enjoyment. All citizens are equal before the law and equally protected by it. Fraternity is the spirit of common brotherhood and sisterhood among all the people of India. All the Indians are members of one family. No one is high or low. All are equal and have same rights and duties. We need to internalize the principles of equality, justice and liberty to promote fraternity among all, regardless of religious, regional, linguistic and local diversity. However, we face many social evils, problems and challenges. In the face of these challenges, the Constitution gives us the values for living in harmony with oneself and one's environment. We have to nurture in our students these values of truthfulness, trustworthiness, loyalty, love, peace, respect for others, etc. We need a system of education where constitutional values are given importance, especially now when there is so much hatred and violence, threats to humanity from the competitive environment, and the aspirations of parents place a tremendous burden and add to the stress and anxiety of our children. The disorder of the society and the world surfaces in our schools in many ways. The disadvantages in education arising from inequality deeply influence access to education and participation of children in schools. In this context, the apostolic preferences of the Karnataka Jesuit province, with their stress on the constitutional values of justice, fraternity, and equality of opportunity for all, are a powerful means of educating, enlightening, and empowering a whole generation to be the agents of social change as men and women for others. My dear friends, parents, students, and members of staff of St. Joseph's Indian institutions, we need to commit ourselves to build a nation of Mahatma Gandhi's dreams and Tagore's prayer, namely, where the mind is without fear, the head is held high, and knowledge is free. We need to combat the targeting of minorities, indulging in hate speeches, giving communal provocation, inciting communal violence, and pursuing communal polarization. We need to uphold secularism and inculcate constitutional values, uphold true patriotism and nationalism. Let us therefore wake up before it is too late. May our country be once again a haven of peace, justice, and freedom, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country away, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wars. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country away. Sarve jana sujana bhavantu, sarve sujana sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Thank you.
Dear Baba Saheb, you are the voice of the voiceless. You gave us political and social rights. Thank you for the remarkable contribution of the Constitution to our nation. Thank you.
ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ದಿನವನ್ನು ಇಂದು ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚರಿಸುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥವಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ದಿನವು ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆ ಪಡೆಯಬೇಕಾದರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಐಕ್ಯತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಗ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಿ ಸಹೋದರ ಭಾವನೆಯು ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಸದಾ ನೆಲೆಯೂರುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಪರಿಶ್ರಮಿಸೋಣ. ನಮಗೆ ದೊರಕಿರುವ ಹಕ್ಕು ಬಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಸರಿಸಿ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಸುವ ಸತ್ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಯೋಣ.
With immense gratitude, I am here to render vote of thanks. I thank our chief guest, Mr. J. Gnanashekar, for gracing the occasion. Our rector, Reverend Father Joseph Rodriguez, SJ, and the various unit heads for making this celebration a memorable one with their presence. I extend my gratitude to all the staff members of the various units for their valuable contribution in making this celebration a grand success. Special thanks to all the viewers for giving us your precious time. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Dear friends, hope you all enjoyed this program.
May the celebration of this Constitution Day be meaningful and make a difference in our lives.
Thank you.